Oh, good evening, people. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite, unfavorite podcast, Diatribes and Squirrels. Find it at diatribesandsquirrels.com. The great thing about being a guy with three people that view you on YouTube is that you don't have to do sponsors because no one will sponsor you. So, tonight we're going to talk a little bit about something we all got to do, or at least, members of the family have to do if you're in a family. I'm a single guy, clearly. And, I have to do this on my own. But we're going to talk about one of the banes of my existence every week, which is going to the grocery store. You can really judge that society is going to collapse simply by the setup, execution, and general behavior within a grocery store. I feel like that like so many other things has slipped in the last few years, and especially through the last 3 years of living in a topsy-turvy world with everybody being cooped up in their houses. It's definitely gone on the decline. I live in a place with close proximity to like 2 grocery stores in honest to God walking distance, and a third grocery store maybe a 3 to 4 minute drive away. So and big grocery stores, not small places. There's a market that's not far, and other conveniences that I have in my neighborhood. But these are your typical big box grocery stores. I remember at the beginning of the pandemic feeling so much anxiety about the world in those moments when it was just starting. No one had any idea what was going on. That I remember wearing noise-canceling headphones with music on to the grocery store just so I would not have to hear the hum of people. Because it would have just thrown... I think I'd had a lot of Red Bull that day, and I was already feeling particularly paranoid. But I remember wearing noise-canceling headphones, and a woman, probably in her early grandma years, approaching me and going, "That's a brilliant idea." So I guess another person that didn't really like the hum of humanity as humanity was falling apart. Anyways, just a few notes that I wrote down about the grocery store that I think are... Like, why is it like this? This could be so much better, so much easier. But no. I get there's constraints and stuff, but it's like friggin' ridiculous. The grocery store is a place that's designed with like 10 cash outs, like 10 cashier stations. And then they have a self-serving line, so like a self-checkout. But there's only ever 2 cashiers on shift, no matter what time of day it is. 2. And then at one of the grocery stores I go to, the self-checkout is limited to 20 items. And by the way, if you buy like 4 individual cans of iced tea, that's 4 items. It's the dumbest thing. It's just like there's when I get to the front of the friggin' store, there's so much possibility for efficiency, and it's blatantly not being used, and it enrages me. I'm just sitting here going, why am I waiting in this line? And then, of course, there's the line itself, right? And the different kinds of savage, borderline psychotic behavior you see of other people in the line. First of all, living where I do, you have the guy that's going to the big box grocery store and buying 48 2-liter bottles of Coke. He's not planning a goddamn wedding. We all know it. Okay? He's not setting up for a summer camp. He's buying this crap because he wants to buy it at $1.50 a bottle and then take it to a depanneur or a convenience store, like a 7-Eleven deal, and sell it for $2.50 a bottle. How is that allowed? Shouldn't he be buying commercially? Like, I thought that's how things worked. Like, if you're a business, you have to order from a supplier. What kind of underhanded business practices are going on such that he needs to pay cash for his goods at a retail grocery store to then go resell? I thought there were rules. Like, isn't there a rule against buying the grocery store food to then resell it for commercial purposes? Aren't there rules against this? Anyway, just a note. Second of all, the checkout limit at the self-checkout. There should be an intelligence limit at the self-checkout. Because I have seen people struggle to scan 3 items while the person next to them, who is moderately less Neanderthal, can get through 40 items and bag it, have it organized. And when I talk about the person who's moderately less Neanderthal, I'm talking about myself. But then you get that person who's like, where's the barcode? I don't know how to put this in. It's like, this is not a test. If you are struggling with this particular task of doing a self-checkout, please remove yourself from the premises, because you might wet yourself, or possibly put your car in reverse when you mean to drive forward and total another car in the parking lot. You're just not designed to be around regular people. I'm sorry. Listen, get mad if you want, but the fact of the matter is, self-checkout is not difficult. This isn't rocket science. Figure it out. When you get, of course, into the line, one of the things you have to deal with is people that bag their groceries. There are some stores that offer you a bagger. That's great. The fancier grocery store does that. That's fantastic. Wonderful. But there's a lot more grocery stores for us working class plebeians where you have to bag your own groceries. For God's sake, if you do this task every week, you should know how to do it efficiently. You should know how to bag your groceries efficiently. This shouldn't be a game of mental gymnastics to figure this out. Honest to God. So, if you are struggling to bag your own groceries, again, get somebody else to do it. Get some help. Bring some backup. Use your children. Probably one of the 4 you've carted along with you. Put them to work. Get them to bag the groceries. But don't sit there and take 40 minutes to bag I have watched somebody try to bag their groceries. The next person bags all their groceries. I purchase my things, bag all my groceries, and I'm leaving before that person that was 2 people before us is finished bagging their groceries. This isn't hard. If you need help, get help. For God's sake. Now we're going to get into the really detrimental behavior. And I do mean detrimental. Coupon users. You're saving 40 cents. Relax. Okay? You don't need to go through the litany of coupons. If you're going to go through a small tome of coupons when you buy your groceries every week, go at off-peak hours. Don't do this at the busiest time. Go 9 o'clock at night. Okay? Deal with your coupons there. Go at 8 o'clock in the morning. Deal with your coupons there. Don't go at 5 in the afternoon. And then make all of us wait because you're trying to save 32 cents on a friggin' handful of asparagus. Dumb. I don't care. Honestly, if the difference in price that you have paid is less than $20, I have wasted my life waiting for you. And how dare you? And how dare you? You're an awful person. And you should know that you're an awful person. The even more psychotic behavior is the stores that do a price match policy. Okay, I get it. They want to attract customers. I once watched somebody buy a grocery cart full of goods and price match almost every single item. And okay, I'm an impatient, unreasonable, intolerable person. I'm an ugly, short little bald guy with no patience. I get it. But when the nice, kindly grandma behind me kind of turns to me and goes, "What the hell is going on up there?" You know you've screwed up. You know you're being a piece of garbage. You are being an actual human equivalent of a problem. You're a problem. Let's put it right out there. You're price matching everything. If you wanted all those cheap prices, go to all the stores that had the cheaper prices then. Gee, why are you shopping at this one store? It's like you've just done this so that you can get some conflict and drama in your life just to get the cheaper price. You just want to make a statement to say, I disagree with you on the groceries. You're a psychopath. Then we have, the cashier personalities, which I love. Some cashiers are really cool. They'll let you slip through the self-checkout with 22 items instead of 20 because you scan them in the time that it takes the person next to you to do 8. And then you have really the 30-year veteran who's really good at their job. And then you have the sticks in the mud. I remember one instance where, it was kind of mid time where we're, half people are wearing their masks, half people aren't, getting out of the pandemic earlier this year. And there was a person in front of me who was wearing, a hat, had short hair, wearing a mask, and had a figure that was perhaps a little bit, let's say, call it boxier, okay? And I could tell that this was a person who would have identified as female. The cashier, being someone who is older and perhaps a little less used to people who look a little different, could not, and I swear to God, was not patient with this person and kept calling them sir. I mean, I will take this on a reasonable tone to say these are cashiers. They work long hours on their feet. They have to deal with all the goons, the kids, the 18-year-olds they have working in the back, right? It's not a great job. And they have to deal with the bloody coupon people and the price matching people and the slow baggers and the impatient assholes like me. I get it. But there are some cashiers where I'm like, maybe dealing with the public is not in your forte. It's not in your wheelhouse. And that's okay. Listen, we all got our strengths, and I would never do that. Because I'd be screaming by customer 3. I'd just be yelling, "Why are you buying this? You're dumb. I'm not looking at your coupons." I would have an open, it would say right on my register, "No coupons. I'm not dealing with you." Too bad. I don't care if the company says that they'll honor that. I'm not honoring it. Go for it. Tell me about all your coupons. That's fine. Too bad you're paying $3 more. I don't care. It's the coupon tax. Coupon tax is if I was in charge, it would be the tax for using a coupon is the value of the coupon, rendering it null and void. So figure it out. Where you really get a sense of how savage we are as a society is even before you walk in the grocery store, it's the parking lot. Look at how the carts are handled in the parking lot. You'll get every sense of how terrible the people around your neighborhood are. If everything's put away in the little kiosks, the little areas in the parking lot where you're supposed to put the cart, you live in a place full of amazing people that would probably, testify at Congress truthfully. But if the carts are all over the place, you're dealing with a bunch of drug dealers and criminals. Like, let's just be honest. You're dealing with divorcees and arsonists. It's gotten to the point where some of the, let's say, more working class grocery stores, you got to give $1 to use the cart or get a little coupon, like a little token to use the cart, just so that you will be incentivized to have the common decency to return the cart to where it's supposed to go. How is this a thing? How are we not arresting these people? How is there not like a minority report kind of assessment being done here of, well, you didn't put the cart, you don't put the cart away. I'm sure you're evading your taxes. I'm sure you've made false declarations under oath. I'm sure. Because if you can't do this, you can't do much, Now, about the store itself, one of the things I noticed is living in close proximity to two places that are honestly a parking lot apart. Okay? A parking lot. It's a difference in price for the same thing. Let's say a bottle of orange juice at one store was $4. Same bottle, same brand, same version of the orange juice, because somehow we have 16 different versions of orange juice now. But same store, same brand, or different store, same brand, same bottle, same quantity, same everything, was $7. There's a $3 difference in the parking lots. Now, earlier I said, one store is more working class. You got to bag your own groceries. The other store is a little bit more upmarket. You get the grocery bagger. Maybe you don't have 2 cashiers. Maybe you have 4, but there's no self-checkout. Maybe the store's a little cleaner. So maybe that's the $3. $3? Double the price just to have it be slightly nicer? I would understand like $1, even $1.50. But $3, like almost double? That doesn't make sense to me. It's the same thing. So if you're wondering why I'm cheap. Anyway. The last thing is, of course, if you're going to go to a more working... And I think this is kind of a slander against people who maybe don't have the means to buy at that fancy grocery store. The store is dirty. I don't mean that the floor is slightly grimy, the floor. It's clean enough. I mean there's just crap everywhere. Wrong shelves, empty cartons on the floor, empty pallets left around. Empty shelves, especially since the pandemic, just some of the stocking, even though other grocery stores have kind of come back to normal, even though the price is crazy. But it's like the store that's near my place, I think it's just maybe not well run because basic things that just are never in stock. Have they always been cleared out by debt people? I don't think so. By convenience store buyers? I don't think so. Grocery store should be clean. I'm buying my food that I'm going to put in my mouth. Clean the store. The last thing I'm going to say, because I'm trying to keep these episodes short, is the price of food these days. It was just announced today in the news that 2 major chains in Canada are going to be freezing their prices in place. You'll notice that they won't commit to returning prices to pre-pandemic levels. They've decided that the gouge is good enough now that they can win some sort of moral brownie points in the court of public opinion by freezing the price here where it's already gouging us. First of all, to hell with you. Like, seriously? We have a problem getting certain things like computer chips, but, most of the food in Canada and the US is produced in Canada or the US. What's suddenly made it more expensive? I mean, let's think about it. Maybe the cost of fuel. I'd love to see a year-on-year analysis on that. And especially a pre-pandemic versus now on that. I mean, we're growing our own livestock. We're growing our own vegetables and fruit. I don't understand why groceries have gone up 30 to 40% in price. It's insane. It's companies like Nestle that are sitting there making, they're trying to privatize water. Literally, their CEO must be just like, pleasuring himself with $100 bills or something. Like, it's just stupid. Anyway. God, the grocery store is such an indicator that our society is going to fail. It's such a microcosm of everything that makes humans horrible. Agree? Don't agree? How's your grocery store? What do you think? Do you live with a good grocery store or a bad grocery store? Do you go to the fancy place or the more working class place? Are you also cheering for the bombs to fall after you've had a particularly frustrating visit to the grocery store? Let us know. DieTribesandSquirrels.com. Or subscribe, link, follow, do whatever. Have a great night, everybody.